Good morning, everyone. I thought I'd do a little walkabout because things are looking quite happy in the yard, despite temperatures going down to 10 degrees, 9 degrees. So we'll just do a little walkabout. The bees are working feverishly in here, and I think I saw a hummingbird moth the other day. But he's really, really happy, this Rhodo. So that's pretty good. We've been doing some salvaging from the bush and bringing in some ferns, freebies. Plus we did bring in some wildflowers that I hope that they take root. They're like a wild dogwood. Lilies haven't popped yet. We got lots of spirea, some irises getting ready to sing their beauty. And I have a way of transplanting that you're going to wonder when I get around the corner here. But this guy's quite nice too. He's a spirea, this big red one. But we have to protect against deer, porcupines, slugs. And in here you're going to see lots of sticks where bulbs have been planted. And then over here we're getting in some new plantings. And what I do is I take the bottoms off of pots and I protect the little plants against the slugs and such. And I put turmeric around the plant base to keep the little critters at bay. These are calendula that I got coming up here. And where's my Tim Hortons cup? Over here! You know, I was getting down on little cups. These plastic ones from the dollar store, those beer cups are good. But over here, we got a Tim Hortons cup. Because inside is a little bit of a calendula want to be plant. So, I love these guys. They're like little fairy plants. They make me happy. Now this one is meadow rue. And this is the first year the deer have left this one alone. I had to transplant it. Let's scoot over this way. There's another new garden going in here with all kinds of, well, in Britain they call it, it's going to be a herbaceous border. Lots of perennials. So in the back I've got gladiolas coming up all the way down with some hollyhocks that we just put in. So it's got a long way to go yet, but it's coming. Chris has been busy putting up lots of lattice. This elder tree, we didn't know if it was going to survive, but it did. And then he's gone all the way around here, so it keeps me busy planting seeds to fill all this, because buying all the plants would be just too expensive. So here we have to get in and take out all the rocks. And this is a beauty in the summer. And then along here he did some more lattice because this is the full sun part. So we've got some sunflower seeds and some transplants going in. We just did this little rose here. So we're working on making the underneath part of here our wood storage area because we burn wood for heat in this house. We're in the wilds of Nova Scotia. You need to heat your house, but he's done so much work with little, this is cute over here, he's done this little garden with the ferns and the sticks and the rocks. But his ladder let go the other day, so we have to readjust that. And then, when you come around here, we're building a holder for the ladder. I put some water in for me here. We scrounged some more spirea plants. And then if I can get in here, this is quite nifty. He's making me, now I was watching Selena the other day with her fairy hunt from Essence of the Moon. And so Chris has built this with some moss in here and some fern and spirea. So we're going to make this our little fairy hut in here. Somewhere private, just for them. And then, this is the back garden we're working on. So that's a berry type of, I think it's a gooseberry there. And we've put in, I call them daisies and gay feathers. So there's the daisies, and these will be the gay feathers here, with some hosta. And this is the window that I look out of in my witch's den. So I've been planting little clippings off of this. I think it's called stone crop. And it is doing pretty fabulous. These are little baby alyssums that I'll be able to transfer. So I went along the whole part here with those. And hoping to get this stone crop hanging over all the way along. And then when I switch back here, this is where we're going to be growing some snow peas. And I have some squashes. Last year the acorn squash in here did really, really well. But these are plastic barriers that Chris screwed together to keep the critters out. So that's newly planted with more turmeric for protection. These are the doors. It's going to be quite a neat little woodshed. So if you can't get out because it's 4 feet of snow, I'll have to shut that later. Then you can scooch out your back door. So here is another little area. And I did put some alyssum in. All the popsicle sticks you see are marking alyssum all the way up. And this is what the Sweet William looks like when it comes along. So there's some more of that stone crop coming along the edge there. This is my herb thyme, which has gone to flower, and I'll have to cut her back. But we have daisies and hostas in here. And some potatoes in the back there. Then, got a tomato cage going on over here. Hard for you to see, but they're just coming up in those little containers. This is going to be all daisies along here. That's my herbs. And it's my little greenhouse. We have to work on the roof though because it's not allowing too much in the way of sun. It's got lots of air going through it. So in here, is where I do a lot of my plantings. So I got more calendulas coming there. We're doing a trial to see if we can grow some berberis. But I can bring my tarot cards out here and shuffle and not get eaten by the black flies. Some more plants coming along. We're trying this little tree here, whether we add, well, I'm not sure what it's called, but the hummingbirds love it. So we're going to try growing some of it. These are fantastic if you see them at a dollar store. I got water here, and I can fill these up and then water all my little babies in. So this is my working shed for all my little plantings. These are cosmos that are getting ready to go out. And these, most of these are Sweet William, because I like them at the front of borders. So that's my fabulous squeaky door. I love it. And when it's shut, it's fabulous. So, yeah, a neighbor came over one day and said, you know, you can put some oil on that and it won't squeak. I'm like, I like the squeak. This garden down here is one we're working on. So far it's a crabapple tree, that's not super healthy. And we have partridges that love to come thrash all the blossoms off it. And the crab apples are really not edible. But I think I'm going to make this sort of into a meditation area. I'd love to put a bench to sit on under the tree, but for now, it's circled by all these boxwoods. And I've marked off the 4 corners, so that should be fun. We have to develop a little area through there because that's just too dense. And then we come back to another garden over here that we're working on. So I'm fully geared up. I don't have any oils and things on, but I got my socks underneath my pants. I look really, really sexy out here when I garden with my gloves and my full gear. Now, this one is coming along nicely too. This is our grass hosta garden. And then we've got a little walk over there into a semi-cleared area. And the river runs along here. I've shown that before. So that's quite peaceful and pleasant. But here's our, I call them mollies. So they're about to burst into yellow. So we're trying to extend them because they're freebies from the previous owners and they just self-seed all along the river there. We'd like to do that. And here we're working on planting lots of wildflowers. So we got some lupins coming up in there and some bee balm. And if we go this way, we've got 2 nesting boxes. And boy, was that bird giving us heck this morning as we did our walkabout. So we've put in lots of nesting boxes, and 2 of them have been occupied. And it's that one right over there. She doesn't want us going too close. So we'll just walk along here because there is an iris that popped. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I'll have to be careful. I wanted to show you the baby. So we used a stump and put in some water for the animals. I'm dodging tree limbs here. We got some daisies and irises here. This is the back of one of them. And she is quite happy here. So thrilling to see that one come along. And then over here, we have got, look, it's a bleeding heart and it's just a baby. We put 2 little bulbs in. So I am stoked about that. And if we go this way, this is the little Buddha garden. But I won't go that way. I'll slip through here. So we're gradually taming the wilds. And here is a little fern that allows us to step in and enjoy some more. So this is where I was talking to Marilyn and saying, you know, that's from Marilyn's Tarot Take. I wish people here would garden more and share their divisions. We put this little spirea here. He's not doing too bad. Chris put this walkover for me. Try not to kill myself. And these are clematis that he's got growing along here. He's got 1 on each side. Yeah, it's doing okay. Just moved this little yellow hosta here because from our bedroom window, it's a nice bright spot. And there's Buddha. And the little door in the background. So hubby's become quite the gardener. I've always been the gardener. And now I say, he's head gardener. And this is the wattle sort of edging he put up. Wattle fence is usually what it's called. But we did it for this garden area. Now, it's got all these really cool attachments that allow me to hold up and work in the garden, but they're all just babies right now. Hardly anything to see until you get down here. And I transplanted these little girls. So in here, it's got some hooks here so the animals can't get in. Lettuce, it has been really, really, really good to us. A couple of onions and some baby ones coming up over there. So these keep all the critters out. Works really well. That's another potting area in there and woodshed. So we'll head back here. So I think there's just one other little garden. Like, I didn't want all these gardens. I said, hubby, someone's got to weed all these gardens. But he can't stop himself. There's another one there. And we tried to beautify our little pole with some lattice. And that's the nesting box for the swallows right now. They have had a couple of broods, and they're quite happy, because that's really an ugly pole that lights up all night long here in the wilderness. We store our wood for next year, drying down there. And this garden here we have to still finish. And this is the other one to the front here. So my ligularia here, this big monster, hasn't quite sent up its flower yet. But I do like this phlox, I think it's called, or soapboard. It's quite pretty. I'm going to try to take pieces off of it and get it growing. So right now it's just we've been transferring like crazy, splitting plants up and hoping that we have some success. It takes a few years to get a garden growing. This one's about 2.5 years in the making. So I'll end it over here with these anemones, because my goodness gracious, when they open, they are very pretty. So I'll take my glove off and sacrifice a few of my areas to the bugs and say, have a great day, everyone.